What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I want to talk about a story out of Cedar Hill, Texas, in reference to an officer that was found out doing some shady stuff. And this is the officer, or ex-officer, as they're calling it right now, from Cedar Hill PD. Shout out Cedar Hill. This guy right here that you see up here is Donald Mercer, age unspecified. But this guy knows better, especially being an officer of the law and a civil servant. Ladies and gentlemen, this man right here quit his job after it was found out that he had arrested a woman in her 20s for DWI, in which he tried to get her to give him some type of oral satisfaction before taking her to jail, which she refused, and she was right to do that. But the news has come out, and it got some details I want you guys to see. And I don't know what it is about cops. You're seeing a lot of this now, cops coming out doing some of the most distasteful things in uniform because they can't control their impulses sexually. Take a look.
Former police officer turned himself into authorities on a criminal misdemeanor charge, allegedly solicited sex from a woman he arrested for DWI. Donald Mercer resigned from the Cedar Hill Police Department just days after the complaint from the August arrest was made. He was already under investigation for something else. He turned himself into authorities yesterday. Fox 4's David Santandri has more details from the court documents he got today. David.
Yes, Steve, as you just said, Donald Mercer was under investigation for a separate incident when this report was filed. Of course, this one is allegedly about using his position to sexually harass a woman he was arresting for a DWI. According to the arrest warrant for the now former Cedar Hill police officer, Donald Mercer, he pulled over a 26-year-old woman at 400 East Beltline Road in August. After failed field sobriety tests, he arrested her for DWI and placed her in the back of his patrol car before taking her to Midlothian Methodist Hospital for a blood draw. While leaving the hospital, the woman tells Officer Mercer that she has marijuana in her pocket, according to the affidavit. Texas DPS says video showed Officer Mercer allegedly reaching into her pocket, then kissing her neck and lips before putting her seatbelt on and driving off. Officer Mercer did not make it far, however, allegedly pulling into a parking lot 1 mile away and turning off the patrol car's lights and his body camera. The rear patrol car camera activated, however, once he allegedly opened the victim's door. That video allegedly shows the two talking away from the car. The woman claims Officer Mercer asked for oral sex, and she said no. Video shows the officer placing her back in the patrol car. Her hands are still cuffed behind her back, and she is whimpering. Then, on the way to jail, the victim is seen passing out several times due to her intoxication level. The next day, the officer allegedly texted her saying he'll return her marijuana. A month later, the victim texted the officer, in part, "You pulled over in the middle of nowhere to get me to do a sex act. You know I can report you." Mercer resigned from the police department rather than face termination proceedings, according to the Cedar Hill police chief. Mercer's attorney is asking for people to not rush to judgment. He says they are conducting their own investigation, but did not accept our request for an on-camera interview earlier today.
Guys, that's the disgraceful story of this guy, Donald Mercer. Now, I looked this guy up. He's 33 years old, right? It says Mercer was under investigation for a separate incident when the city received a complaint related to an August arrest, so he was already in trouble. It said he was charged with official oppression and turned himself in Monday morning to the Ellis County Jail, right? Says 4 days later, after he resigned from the police department, rather than face termination proceedings, according to Cedar Hill Police. So when they came to him and was like, "Yo, we know you did some crazy stuff in the back of the patrol car. We got you on camera. What's that about?" I quit. Easy out. I think he did that rather than get fired because, number one, it's embarrassing. He knew it was embarrassing. He tried to be slick. And I think number two, you know, he probably want to be a police officer again. A lot of times you see these people that are police officers, that's a career move for them. It's almost like the military. It's a career move. So once they leave from one place, you know, according to the guidelines of desperation of different cities that need police officers, once they find out you was a police officer, a lot of times you can what? Snap up and get a job somewhere else. I've done story after story about news articles about, you know, investigative reports. People saying, how is this guy a police officer when in this city over here, he did something foul and crazy, but over here, he's an officer again. I don't understand the guidelines, but it is what it is. This guy probably most likely want to be a cop again. What he did was stupid at 33 years old. See, that's the thing. Like, you know, so I always bring up the age of these guys. You know, number one, I'm a guy, and I remember how my thought process was at that age. 33 is a full-grown, mentally and physical adult. You understand what I'm saying? At 33 years old, you have enough time of swimming out there in deep waters of life to where you know better than to pull some silly stuff like this. She was 24, I think they said. I'm gonna see if I can find her. I think they said she was 24. Anyway, so she was 24 years old. She still got enough sense to know, hey, I ain't doing that. This guy right here, I think he's dog shit, and I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, you in uniform. His dumb ass didn't even know about the cameras in the back or the microphone. You putting something on a girl when you apprehended her bad enough to taking her to jail, you know, DUI, you're doing your job, you gonna kiss on her neck? Get intimate with her in the back while she in handcuffs being arrested? The fuck is wrong with you? He need to go to jail for that. But I think he quit to try to avoid prosecution because the way the thing was set up, he wouldn't face prison time for it anyway, so they probably like, just get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? They allowed him to get it out, and I think he took it. But either way, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Now, did you hear the people? Oh, we asked the public not to rush to judgment. Why not? Why not? You see people doing crazy stuff to women all the time, and they'll say, well, we need the public to come forward if you had an interaction with officer such and such or this or that. They didn't do that in this case. You notice that? They didn't do that in this case. This guy just jumped up and went right out the back door. Either way, what he did was trifling for a man. It's trifling. I mean, let's really take it. Besides him being a disgrace to the badge and a civil servant, that's something you don't do. And he knows better. He tried to take advantage of the girl. You know what I'm saying? He prejudged her, looked at her like, oh, okay, I think I can get this off, and tried to get it off. Shot his shot and failed. Then he didn't shoot his shot. He just did some other shit. But either way, man, like I said, man, being an officer must be a lonely thing because you seeing this stuff coming up a lot where they frisking the women and talking to them, or like they'll go and handle a domestic violence call, and then next thing you know, they went knight in shining armor. They want to sneak back around there. And come on, man. Come on. Now, I know they work 12-hour shifts, I think. But, I mean, it got to be another way to meet women. Some of these dudes be looking desperate as hell and stupid as hell in the way they approach people. And it's illegal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff you arresting people for, y'all doing the same shit. And it makes no sense. I mean, I don't give cops mythical status and that they still human beings. But, I mean, come on. To be an officer, you have to have some type of uprightness, strikingly uprightness about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Wearing that badge means something. You are the person people come to when they need help. And for you to go and do some stuff like that by helping keep the street safe, by getting somebody off, you don't just turn around and try to crush their spirit by doing some unsavory stuff while wearing a uniform. That's all I'm saying. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This guy's the dumbass of the day. See you in the next video. Take care.